Hey guys, it's been a while, but I thought I'd just upload this because this is something that kind of made me mad. Well, not really mad, but more disappointed as it happened. So, I just play rivals a good amount of time. Climb the ranks sometimes. Not really try too hard at it. I just like playing a different, bunch of characters, and this was just a game in rank that I thought, would just be normal, and it was anything but. But I just wanted to, just play DPS, play Iron Man. Usually I try new DPSs per season just to, try something different. I'm not really trying to be a one trick or anything like that. So, I just thought, hey, let me play Iron Man. And in this game, it kind of shows that you really can't have as much fun as you would like because of the restrictions of players. And often they will just try to blame you for, something that they're not willing to do. But let's go into it. So you already see like our kind of comp already and what we're doing in the ban phase. So typically I want to ban Hela and Hawkeye because they just do too much damage and their hits. Well, Hawkeye isn't like too good when it comes to like aiming for a lot of people because you have to like charge it up and stuff. But he's still one shot, so I find him to be pretty devastating. Same with like Hela two tapping people. And already, start off the game just playing with Iron Man. Then we got uh, this isn't our final team setup, but you're gonna see like what's we're gonna have. So one of the things is when playing a character like Iron Man who's underutilized is because he has low health. He can't really survive too often when it comes to just a lot of matchups, but he does a lot of damage to make up for it. So looking at this team comp, you can already tell like what our strengths and weaknesses kind of are. I mean, I'll show it again a little after we get to the start here. And this was our starting to comp, so it's had two characters that weren't really that good. Basically, Rocket and Deadpool strategists. I mean, any comp in the game can really work so long as your whole team is skilled and understands like what to do. So already, this is just my POV. I'll get into the POV of the Rocket and the Deadpool afterwards because those were our healers, just to showcase like even when you're not like doing big numbers and all that kind of stuff when it comes to the game, you gotta understand like why it's not happening. Someone could have a bad KD just because it's like they don't get the chance to actually kill. So as I'm playing, this is my Iron Man gameplay. Try to use the buff and AoEs as much as possible. Try to use laser, and I'm trying to stay as close to my team. Just normal Iron Man stuff. I'm no metric, but I'm trying a little. So I turn around, see that my team's getting dived. They didn't really point it out as much here, so I wouldn't have known. But I'm tossing down a laser, doing all this damage that I can, aiming for the back line, and I got grabbed by that that Daredevil. Just my healers didn't see me in time. I would have thought they would, but even if they did, they kind of just didn't heal me here, or would have been able to heal me because they're so low in heals. Comes to the characters, and again I'll go into further detail on this Deadpool and Rocket when it comes down to it. So just putting up the laser a lot, just pressing them back. And this is kind of like one of my pet peeves. Like, as you can see, the thing is just right here, and he's just not really getting punished for that. Like, my team isn't bursting him down or anything like that. And I'm right here, like, just right next to my whole team, and, like, no one's really pushing in. So I decided to go at an angle, try to ult here, just to push them back. So Strange did come in with his ult, and we ended up losing some advantage there. So I don't know, like, why the team comp wasn't working for a while. Other than, we just weren't getting a lot of heals, and they got a lot of damage. They have Strange, they have Bucky, just things that you would think you need to match in the game. So, the Blade, I think, was able to just clear them out on his own without any help because, he kind of can just heal all that. And this is kind of where, like, I started noticing more problems here. So, the Invis and the C&D both ulted, but so we didn't back up or anything like that. Everybody pretty much died, and we only had Rocket ult there. And yeah, I'll go into the Deadpool too and the Rocket when it comes down to it. But right here, it's just like there's nothing more to do. Like, I'm putting out lots of damage, but it's like, it's not really amounting to much because it's like we're just dying too quickly. Like I can't even turn around too often. And hell, I'm attacking this Strange here, and the Rocket like kind of was just out of position at times. And like the Bucky is just right here, you know, and he just gets taken out, and we can just move in right now. We had like Deadpool ult for so long and didn't use it. And you know, I'm aiming in the back here, trying to go for the back line. I see the Invisible Woman like no one else does. And you know, I get ulted by Strange. And I'm still trying to go for the healers because we're not really like focusing them. Because that's the thing. A lot of people don't focus healers for some reason. Like they just hit what's in front of them. And you know, pretty minimal healing at times, so they could have like just killed me, but they were focusing on, as you can see, my other teammate backing up. And again, you'll see like the perspective of them later. So it's just I'm kind of like just not saying much on it. I'm just saying on what my gameplay is at this moment. And yeah, I'll admit that was a bad ult by me. You know, typically I should be waiting for like the last dash before doing it. But, you know, just they still had like a second ult on top of that, so it kind of just didn't matter. At that moment, I was like, okay, let me go Fantastic. You know, that'll probably help more because then my healers can keep me up more. And, you know, just, you know, make their job easier because, as you can see, I'm not the only one with like small numbers on the team, but because it's just we're not getting healed. And you know, when people look at their scores, they always think, oh, it's just like the Deadpool, or not the Deadpool. They just think that like it's the DPS's fault that they're not getting picks. And all I do in this chat is like type in like what we need more heals and stuff like that. Because he's saying, well, because, you know, once I type in, he says it's not a heal problem, but it's like, if you saw my POV, you would see like why I said that. And, you know, I'm going to see the Rockets and I'm going to see the Deadpool and show you what I saw on their end to why it was a heal problem. So I went Invis, you know, and actually, you know, play as a real healer who actually could keep the team up. And yeah, he just kind of spazzed out, didn't he? Because like when I say it was a heal problem, of course, yeah, he didn't really like that.
Oh no, it's not the heals, baby.
You want? Alright, so I won't heal. Nah, I won't heal. Don't worry about it. Rocket's the problem. Copy.
I don't know if it's the heals.
Yeah, you can see there, it's just like they keep on wanting to defend each other because they're in voice chat. You see that a lot in this game, just people only defending each other because they're talking. So I just had to shut them up because it was just like, it's annoying to like hear people defending each other when it's just, there's just a clear problem that they don't see. It's like a very sad thing because when you point out something, people's egos just take over. Because he thinks that, oh, because he was just playing Rocket and he was healing what he could handle, that he was doing a lot, but it wasn't just him. Like, again, I'm saving all this to, like, the second part, so let's just go into it, toss out the sphere. And you know what's funny? I almost left them in heals this round because I was playing Invis because, you know, she does more healing. But, you know, it just goes to show like you just can't judge the numbers and be like, okay, that's the reason why we lost at times. There are lots of times where you can look at the numbers and understand the impact, but there's other times where it's just your team just can't do something because something else isn't, you know, working. And typically when you point out this stuff, you know, the ego comes in because this dude's a Lord Rocket. I don't really think you can talk to people with Lord icons really, because a lot of them just pretend to be good because they just put in so much hours in the character. Me personally, I don't believe that you're good or bad with a character just because you have a Lord icon. And hell, it's Rocket that he's playing, so he should know that he's not going to be helping as much as any regular healer. He should understand this. And yeah, so here we're just doing good and we're just like holding it down. You know, I'm making sure to have good positioning. I don't think that, like, our Deadpool had good positioning in his gameplay, but, you know, here, they'd go in and port. This is the safest position I can be. And just, you know, I just keep them alive, just heal them. You know, don't even have to waste heal load on this. See the Psylocke, point them out. As you can see, I just actually pinged her. And, you know, just our team doing good here. I'm keeping everybody up. You know, and I even turn around and I, you know, look around for my whole team. I'm not just like trying to focus in on any one person. We kill the C&D here because she ulted by herself. And yeah, this is just good like teamwork and stuff like that. So I won't even like, I won't even say anything bad here because well, at this point it's pretty much already over. But just have to point out this like difference when it comes to heals because we're doing fine here. I put down the bubble, all that kind of stuff, and I do this ult because Strange was about to come in with ult and just try to like give his team a push. And even this Roger ult got cancelled by my ult there, but then we all got stunned here, and because the Psylocke was waiting specifically for me to ult because I was the only one who had it. And this is another problem, like, I wasn't the first one who died here, and yet no one else decided to port. Like, as you can see, that Rocket was just waiting outside, not even doing anything after he just used his ult. And it's just like, I ported because, no one else does that because for some reason people don't port in this game for some reason. Just, I don't know, it's like, you could tell people, like, what's wrong and expect them to do the skillful play, but they just won't, so it just came down to this point where, yeah, I just didn't even want to like listen to their chat because I knew they weren't going to offer anything, smart or anything like that. And these are the final numbers, so it's like if a lot of us had all these deaths, then what do you think was happening with the heals? And then you could see my heals there. It's just I almost lapped them with invis, so it was a heal problem because of the fact if I could do nearly more than them with less time, because that wasn't even a full like 4 minutes. Then that just goes to show what was going on. So I guess now I'm going to show you like the opinions that I had of the Deadpool and the Rocket. So yeah. Alright, so here's the game, and you already seen my perspective, so I just wanted to go into what the healers were doing, just to showcase my point. So, let's just go into it. I'll just talk when I see, a problem that I should have been able to see and call out to them, but I didn't know because, well, they're just in their own heads, but let's go into it. Alright, so we're starting off on a Rocket's POV here. It seems, fine. He's just doing his job. Already we're starting off with, less heals because they have C&D and Invis. And, he's doing a good job. He's going in. I will be covering the Deadpool too, but already he's, getting dived. He doesn't really say anything to anybody, but at least, he keeps himself alive, heals, and, he's not even doing a bad job. So, there's nothing to it, so let's just keep going. He already put going down. And right here, we're getting too much damage here, and the heal rate is not enough. So you're going to see this often, that people just won't switch off just characters that aren't helping as much. And he doesn't have his res up right now, so, as we're dying here, he's just not putting it up. Now he does, but it's too late by that point. We already got pushed back. He's just staying safe, that's good, and he's healing me, so that's good right here. Now we have ult, so right here we could just push more with it. The other healers, could have ult as well. We could start pushing. I got killed there because, as you can see, the heal rate is not like picking. I'm trying to be in front of my team. Strange comes in. That wasn't really his fault. Like, I'm trying to give the Rocket more leniency because when I see the Deadpool's gameplay, it's actually much worse. So you probably already noticed what the problem with the Deadpool is before I even get to it. But let's just go into it. So he comes out spawn. He speeds in. He puts down the beacon right here, I'm pretty sure. Yep. All right, and we're about to take it, and, the enemy team ports. And, he puts his beacon in. I wouldn't have put it right there in the middle for them to shoot because, as you can see, they destroyed it, and now we're not really capable of defending ourselves. We're kind of just off pretty scattered here. Didn't have a heal ult to really keep us up. He's kind of missing his shots, not really focusing on anyone in particular, and he just gets out of there. Like, this is not a problem for, just healers in general. It's just a problem when your heal rate is that low, and then the enemy team's heal rate is higher, so then they can take more risks. Because as you can see, they don't even have like divers at this moment, so... Well, Psylocke is there, but as you can see, he's not really getting dives. He doesn't really know what to do. He's not really going back to the team. He's just kind of staying where he is, and right now his res is up, and he just doesn't use it. So, you know, right now he could have just tossed it out to the side at any point, and, you know, thing goes after them, the healers heal each other, but right now the res needs to be up, and it's not up, so we start just falling. You know, now, you know, thing was being blasted down by me and him, so again, like the heal rate, just it's not enough, and we start going down. And I'm still right here, and yeah, you can't heal me in time, and I'm staying as close as possible. Like if I'm doing something bad with Iron Man, you know, then you can call that out for me. So he puts up his ult. I'll admit I missed that ult there. That was on me. But I will say that, you know, it shouldn't just be on me. But, you know, let's see what happens. We got another ult from the Invis, and again, the reason I'm giving leniency to the Rocket here is because his ult was the only thing that was really trying to help us, but he couldn't really keep up with the CMD and Invis heals. His res wasn't up at most times, and, well, not most times, but like good half the time. And he's essentially healing by himself with such low health heals. And that's the Rocket POV, so let's look at the Deadpools.
2-0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to...
Alright, so now we're going to look at the Deadpool's POV, and he's a healer Deadpool, so that means he should be, you know, keeping us up. So already he doesn't, again, like, there's nothing wrong at the start here. I think he used his heal a little bit too quickly there because we weren't getting pressure. All it was the thing. And as you can see, he's missing a lot of his shots, and that's the problem with, like, heal pool. You need to be accurate with him, which I don't feel like this dude was as accurate as he could be. And right here, this is, like, the biggest problem. He had ult right here before anyone else, and we didn't push with that. And yeah, right here, you know, they're stopping the dive, which is good. Again, when healers look at each other, that's always a good thing. But it's like, you had ult for so long, and now the enemy team has ult, and we didn't push with that. And the Deadpool is not really getting his shots. Like right now, he needs to play more behind us because of the fact we need to get those heals. Like as you can see, I'm right there, and Thing is nearly just walking up just because of that. Like no diver of any kind or any kind of character on the enemy team should be walking up so far that their own team can't see them. So anyways, here we start pushing forward more, and he got caught in the ult, and you know, he couldn't really save anybody there because he got caught in it as well. So you know, we push up a little bit. Well, they push up a little bit. So Blade basically was cleaning up while the rest of us were just needing the heals, which Blade is a character that doesn't need the healers around as much, which is, you know, the strength of this character. So anyways, we got here, and then he does ult, but of course it was a double ult, so we just lost the value here. Something that healers tend to just don't even acknowledge when that happens for some reason. Like they just had camaraderie here that I just didn't understand, and you'll see that a lot in voice chats, people having camaraderie just because of the fact they're talking to each other or just are the same role. I never understand it because then you're not keeping people accountable. So that was just a bad double ult, and you know, our Deadpool had it for the longest, so he should have had more to this point. And yeah, his aim is not like the best. He can get some shots, like right here, it's like he didn't like really shoot me there, only when I was coming down. But right here, like, one of the problems is you gotta start playing the way they need, because even if you play a character, a flyer specifically, that needs to be looked at a lot, well, they're not. Again, it's like he has ult and he didn't push forward with the rest of us. Like, the enemy team don't have ults. Like, we can just push in, but it's just, we're having to play his game, you know? We're gonna have to play the way he wants. It's like, he needs to turn around here because the Bucky, as you can see, is just shooting away from him. He's not even looking at him because that's not even what it needs to happen. So here we have the Rocket doing what, his second or third ult, and there again I miss. And you know, there's nothing really we can do here because the ult's going on, and then the second one goes on. We don't have a heal ult to max, so we pretty much just get wiped again. And you know, he just gets chased down, just dies, and well, we practically just didn't have a heal ult this whole game but Rocket, and even then they just destroyed it, so that was pretty much it. And these are the things that they don't look at during the course of the game, unfortunately. So yeah, just lost there, and this is the stuff that was ignored when I tried to point out that it was a heal problem. So guys, tell me, what do you face often in this game that people just don't accept as their fault or problem? Because even now, I'll show this extra part where I end up going to Invis because I felt like the heals weren't enough, because I just felt like we didn't have a lot of heals, and a heal ult wasn't really guaranteed. As you can see, they have C&D and Invis, so their lineup, just, you look at their team, you look at our team, which one looks more stacked, you know? People don't want to admit that even with the numbers, like someone could have 11 and 1 or whatever, that you could just have less heals, so that one person could be just getting a lot of them. It's happened to me lots of times where I've been on teams where my team complains about me getting healed too much and they're not getting healed enough. So I'll actually showcase one of those games. I have one of those that I could showcase later, but yeah, this is just one of them games that's, you know, I pointed out something and they looked at the score of just, oh, everybody else is low in numbers and all that. I don't think the Groots or the other tank is worth showing. I just wanted to show, like when I said there was a heal problem in this game, what was going on, and I decided to go, you know, Invisible Woman because I thought, okay, I'll just keep y'all alive because apparently it's a heal problem. Like, we're not getting healed fast enough. Because when I'm playing a character like Iron Man or Storm, just, you're relying on your healers way more than other characters because you're going to output a lot of damage, but you need the heals to keep up that damage. Like, there's lots of times where it's like I had triple support, didn't die, and I wiped out entire teams for it, which again I'll showcase later. But here I just, you know, I just focus on my team, keep them alive, and we're already doing good. We did get taken out there, like, what was that, the Blade, but Rocket rezzed them. You know, good that he put his beacon up this time. As you can see, my positioning here, I'm just staying safe so then my team can play and do what they want. Do some pulls so then we can get them in the pinning mines and pull them in position. Look back at the Rocket because that's what you should be doing as a healer, just looking back. And I'm not even a healer main, DPS main, you know, tank. I'm just a player who plays a lot of things in this game because I don't really feel like it's too hard to learn things in this game. So, you know, we're pushing up all this kind of stuff, trying to get them to, you know, mess up and things like that. My ult's on the way, their Invis got ults. You know, it just becomes a battle like that. They port here. I put a bubble there so they take damage as they come out. I get into a good position here so then they can't see me. And, you know, just stay safe because if I'm the main healer as this comp goes, then yeah, I need to stay alive. We got Psylocke in the back there, you know. I pointed her out, and our team just is well-rounded, just staying in the spots. This is the type of heals I wish I could have gotten, like, and, you know, the Rocket does ult there, we get some big picks. I don't need to use ult here, and we just kill the C&D by themselves, and yeah, this is just like the type of heals and decisions I wish would have happened as we played. You know, just, if my healers did the things, like, for one, if they just played Invisible Woman from the start like this, that would be it. I'm not telling you have to play any specific healer, but you need to showcase why you're playing that healer over another, and what does that one offer that's better in this matchup. Because Rocket and Deadpool doesn't work here. I ulted here because I didn't know he was going to get countered, but it was just better anyways. But, you know, we were able to still get some picks here. And then, yeah, the Psylocke who was saving ult for so long, you know, she was actually just waiting for me the entire time because we didn't really have two ults that could survive this. And just like that, game's pretty much over. No one even goes port after dying before, so I was the last one to choose Strange, which is another problem. People don't pick Strange when they need a port. So I ported here, you know, got us the touch, which someone else should have did because I'm playing in this, which means I have a higher heal rate, so I could have kept us alive if they stepped on the portal after me. But, you know, this is just how it ends, and nothing more you could do about it.
Final score.
So,
1-2-0.
yeah, that's really all I wanted to just show. Like, a lot of people always think it's like a numbers thing at the end of any game that's like the reason one team wins over another, but if you just see the times where it's a choke happening where one team just wins over another because one thing or another, like I said, just understand that it's not always just down to these final stats, you know? Because they're going to give SVP to pretty much any character, like, you know, MVP, SVP, like, the system is not really that great at it, but, you know, just showcasing, you know, hey, if I had gotten healed the way I was healing all of them, where they needed an ult to win, where they didn't even need to use an ult whenever I was DPS because our healers weren't going to use anything that was threatening. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase this. It's just a real shame that like a lot of games aren't really lost because of the fact that one team is better than another. It's just one or two players just refusing to accept, you know, what needs to happen. Because in this case, yeah, it's just if we didn't have Rocket heals or Deadpool heals, because Deadpool wasn't even aiming that well, and his ult was barely ever used. But, you know, that's the type of stuff that it would help. Also, you know, I would just urge people, learn Strange, if nothing more, than to just portal, because I was one of the last people to die there. They should have just ported before me. That was their responsibility, and I'm playing Invis for the fast heals, and no one else wanted to do that. So just keep that in mind. That it just gets to be a problem like that because people don't actually want to do anything but what they want. So, you know, I just don't know how else to fix these players, nor do I care. I just want to make it clear that, you know, you just don't feel bad about losing or not having like the numbers they would think. Because I'm still 14-7 here, still having like more kills than the freaking Rocket, you know. Well, assisted contribution kills, you know, basically being there and all that. And it's like, you know, if Deadpool can get SVP when he was the one who wasn't ulting when he could have, then there's nothing more to say, you know. My damage wasn't even far off, but, you know, just putting this out there. This was just a rant, so, yeah. So, see ya.